And welcome to the Postmodern Art Podcast, the podcast dedicated to giving artists who are wanting the world over the platform they deserve. I am your host, Nathan Ragland, and for today's episode, I've brought on a guest that I'm pretty sure you've heard of before, whether you're pulling up to the animation station, heading towards Galaxy's End, or hanging out with the Crayola crew, just to name a few. Today's guest is LaKira Porter, an award-winning voice actor who has quickly risen to be one of the most prominent voice actors we know today. LaKira is one of those people that I have been so gracious to see on so many different projects and to see that much of a love and a passion for what they're doing. And I knew I had to get them on the podcast sooner rather than later because, by God, if I had waited any longer, I'm sure I would have had another hour of content just with all the incredible voices that they've been able to provide. Regardless, I think this conversation is going to be an absolute fun one. If you enjoy our guests, please make sure you support them with the links down in the description below. If you enjoy the podcast, make sure you like, share, subscribe, or follow whatever audio streaming platform you prefer. Leave 5 stars wherever you can. You know I see that stuff. You know it genuinely warms my heart. And look, normally this would be the time where I would try to promote my own stuff, just like, the merch shop or the Discord server, stuff like that. But I need to take the moment to talk about something very serious that I need you guys to help us out with. One of our good buddies and a former guest of the podcast, Gearpunk, is facing a very serious situation to where they and their partner, they're getting evicted from their home. They've tried everything that they can. They can't get assisted income and all this other kind of stuff. So I need you guys to do me a huge favor if you can. In the description down below, the first 2 links you're going to see is going to be to either the link of the comic that Gearpunk has made, Fractured, or the second one is directly to their Ko-Fi. If you want an incredible sci-fi graphic novel PDF that you can get, you could donate $5 or more to get Fractured, the first chapter, Predestination. It is a fantastic read, and it will help Gearpunk out so much. If you don't want an incredible sci-fi graphic novel for whatever reason, but you do want to help, the Ko-Fi link will be there. Donate as much as you can. We need to help get Gearpunk to, I think it said $5,500. That's probably USD, but still, anything to help them out to make sure that they have a roof over their head and they're able to continue to make incredible art. They're a really good friend of mine and a fantastic supporter of this podcast, and I feel like this is hopefully the least I can do. So if you can, please go to the description, check out the links, donate if you can, or if you can't, at least spread the word. I'll also link Gearpunk's Blue Sky account, because I know they have the link set up for that, but I'm asking you guys, if you can, please help Gearpunk out to make sure that they actually have a place to live. But now, without further ado, please enjoy the Postmodern Art Podcast. Alright, LaKira, before I really do get going, I must ask the icebreaker question of the podcast, if I may. Let's say you get to go to a deserted island on your own accord. It is just you, alone with your thoughts. You get to kick back, relax, breathe, get to truly enjoy yourself for a little bit. With accommodations. I shouldn't say deserted island, more like a little personal B&B paradise away from society for a little bit. To make sure you don't go completely insane on this island, you can bring one piece of media or one piece of art with you to help with whatever kind of headspace you want on this island. If given this opportunity, what would that one piece be?
Whoa, one piece of media?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard one.
I'm hoping this is like the hardest question of the podcast, so that every other question you can answer easily.
Yeah. Oh, and just so it doesn't get awkward later, my name is pronounced LaKira.
LaKira. Sorry about that. I should have asked that beforehand.
You're
My
fine.
bad.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite piece of media, but it's a media that I've been wanting to start back watching because I started it, but just I think I have ADHD, so I get oh, let me go over here and do this. Let me go over here and do this instead. Or I need to be in a specific mood. I'm not in the mood to watch that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would say One Piece because it would take me forever to watch it.
Honestly, that is a mood, especially with, like you said, ADHD. Does not help with a a series as long as that one is, with the however many thousands at this point episodes that they have.
Yep, I think it would keep me entertained for a pretty long time.
What is it about that show that even got you hooked onto it in the first place, if I may ask?
I just like the attitude that Luffy carries.
Okay.
He kind of pushes everyone around him to be better. And it's funny because he's kind of like a bully about it a little bit. He'll laugh in your face like, it would never be me. I would never do that. But that, for some reason, encourages people, like his crew. And I just love how they obviously didn't believe in his goal of being the king of the pirates. But it's, I don't know, I guess his personality, he just like, he makes you believe in that, like, yeah, I can achieve my dreams. Let me go for it.
And it's very infectious more than anything else. Like, to see that kind of stuff, I can see why you wanted to watch it. Maybe like it reinvigorates you to want to do more than anything else.
Yeah. That, and I have been rewatching My Hero because I wanted to watch the finale.
Okay.
I started it all the way over. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been motivating me. I'm like, yeah, if Deku can do it, I can do it too, with voice acting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was gonna say, hell, with a lot of like anime in general, like it's depending on the headspace that you're in, it can be very motivating. There's a lot of animes that have that like inspirational like thing that hits you hard in the feels more than anything else.
Yes, like, oh, I was about to cry in that first episode. I was like.
That is valid. That is understandable. I can completely understand where you're coming from. But regardless, One Piece. That is your answer. Yes, you're locking that in.
Yes, I'm locking that in.
Then if that's the case, I cannot think of a better way to start the Postmodern Art Podcast. Welcome, everyone. I am your host, Nathan Ragland. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, or follow whatever audio streaming platform you prefer. You look fantastic in the merch we have at the merch shop, fourthwall.com. Link to that is in the description below. Thank you. And follow us on Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and most social media platforms at Postmod Art Pod for future updates and guest announcements, including today's guest. They are an award-winning voice actor who's quickly risen to be one of the most prominent voices with the wealth of incredible opportunities and those yet to come. Welcome to the podcast, LaKira Porter!
Hi, everyone. It's so good to be here.
Like I said before, it is an honor and a pleasure to have you here. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I am doing wonderful now that we're getting the opportunity to sit down, do this, have this chat. Because I know we've been playing this for a good couple weeks or so at this point.
Yes. Oh my god. The schedule was busy.
Hey, no, I don't blame. Look, especially with the roles you've been able to get and all the opportunities you've been able to earn more than anything else. Like, I completely understand. I'm glad that we were able to find some gap in your schedule to be able to do this. Because, like I said, like, you're someone that I've constantly been seeing getting incredible opportunity one after another, and it's incredible not just the fact that you get those opportunities, but like you deliver each and every single time with those opportunities. Like, they do not go to waste more than anything else, and I cannot wait to talk about all these opportunities and then some. But before we talk about the stuff you're doing nowadays, I want to go back just a little bit and learn more or less the origin story of LaKira. What got you interested in art and voice acting and stuff in the first place?
Ooh, cue the flashback ripple. So originally, as a kid, I used to love playing make-believe with my twin sister and my younger niece. She's only like 3 years younger than me. Okay. And my twin. But we would just play make-pretend games and just make these characters. And I would just thrive in that area. And then eventually I was like, ooh, theater people, these are people playing make-believe. I wouldn't do that. Also, another tangent, I almost was scammed by one of those fake Disney, the ones where they be like recruiting kids to like come out and do these auditions, but then they try to make you be a part of an agency, but you gotta pay to get into it.
Okay,
my sister was like,
we got a time out right there. Because that's not something you just simply be like, oh yeah, by the way, this happened or whatnot.
That almost happened. Good times.
Like, I understand you were young. You probably didn't know better. At the same time, like, I get you have that urge and like you really want to be like on the Disney shows or whatnot, but like that was like sketch from like 5 miles away.
I mean, they had a radio ad and everything. I thought they were legit.
You know what?
But,
I can't complain too much because I can't tell you the amount of times that like because my mom used to work at malls growing up, so I can't tell you the amount of times that like I would go to like her work for a day and they be having like the kid like runway model pageant thing or whatnot to where it's like you could you see the models that run across the walkway, you could walk across it, and while you're at it, why don't you sign up for this agency so you could do this more often or whatnot?
But it costs.
Oh, of course it costs.
Rule number 1, you should never be joining an agency if they're asking for money off the bat.
Exactly.
Just so you know, any actors out there trying to get into acting. Voice acting and on screen.
Absolutely. I want to stay with kind of the adolescent you for like a quick second because I'm wondering
going back.
going back because like I love how it started with like your twin and your niece like just basically acting out stuff. Do you remember some of the silly scenarios you guys used to act out?
It's funny you ask. We really love Lion King, so we were role playing, I guess, like as like some characters like lions, and I was a character named Queenie, and my sister was Diamond, and my niece was Ruby, and it was kind of like the personality of like the Elvin and the Chipmunks because we also really loved Elvin and the Chipmunks.
Okay, that's
and I'm like the Elvin of the group, of course. The one always getting into trouble and the mischief, and then my sister is the what's the word, the person of reason. What is that saying? What's the word? I forgot.
I think like voice of reason would probably be like
voice of reason. My
sister,
she was the voice of reason, and then my niece is just the cute one. She's the youngest one.
So you were Alvin, your sister was Simon, and your niece was Theodore in this scenario.
Yep.
I just love hearing like the blend of Alvin the Chipmunks and Lion King because it makes me think about how that movie starts off with the iconic "Na Savannah." I imagine you hear those first two notes and then you come in no you get out of the way. Me and my sisters, we got the we got this. This is how we gonna get these people going. And then
we would just play make up games like that with those characters, or just like making up different characters.
That's adorable more than anything else.
And
I was gonna say, and then eventually that led to you being involved with the theater group, I assume, or is that like, or did you at least admire it from afar?
I think I more so admire theater from afar and acting, but what made me kind of start to fall into the world of voiceover is I was really attached to cartoons.
Right.
Like, obviously Elvin and the Chipmunks, the 80s version of that show.
Oh, of course.
It was mainly like Ninja Turtles, the 2012 version, and Gravity Falls, Steve Universe, Adventure Time, shows like that. And I was like, wait a minute, there's people behind these characters, but I don't know why I didn't click that. Like, look, I want to do voice acting. I was like, I want to make a cartoon myself one day. But I would watch the. What's up?
I was gonna say, look, there's no shame in that whatsoever. Look, I didn't realize how movies like. Even though growing up, I used to watch all the like the special features and like the behind the scenes stuff or whatnot. Like
I would watch those.
I used to be the person that would watch that before actually watching the actual movie itself. That's how much I love that kind of stuff. But even though I watched all that stuff, I didn't realize that I could be a part of that until I got to college. Because I always thought it was like, oh, you just have to like know someone in order to work in movies, which isn't totally wrong. But there's also a way for you to get in without having to just know someone, like point blank. So, like, I can understand why there was a certain point, like, later on in growing up, where it kind of clicked in your head of, like, wait, there's actually people that voice this stuff. Oh.
Yeah. But the funny part is, like, even though I was really hyper-focused on the acting and, like, especially Rob Paulsen, he's like, my favorite voice actor of all time. Watching the behind-the-scenes for the Ninja Turtles and, like, the San Diego Comic-Con stuff and, like, Gravity Falls behind-the-scenes stuff, I don't know why I wasn't connecting like, oh, I want to be an actor too. But I was just like, yeah, let me make a cartoon
Oh,
so I can be associated with these people.
So you went to the step above. You didn't go with the, I'm gonna voice these characters. Like, I'm gonna make these characters.
Yeah, and then but it was like maybe an inkling where I was like, yeah, maybe I could do that. But I was like, I'm not from California, and I don't know if a little black girl like me could do that. Because I didn't really see a lot of black voice actors, even though we have like Phil Lamar and Cree Summers and stuff like that. I didn't see a lot of it.
Well, I was gonna say like especially at that point or whatnot, like the names he said right there, those were like the two biggest ones. Like anytime there was a black character in one form of fashion, 90% of the time they were voiced by those two.
Yep.
So it's like yeah, there wasn't.
Shout out John DiMaggio.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of black characters back in the day.
Exactly.
And then that was around when I was 12 when I was like, yep, I'm going to be a showrunner. I'm going to make my own show. And then fast forward to when I'm 19 and in college. I don't know what made me think about it again. I was like, let me try it cuz I think it could be, I could try to at least do it as a hobby. Yeah. So I went on eBay and got not even the good what is that? Yeti brand?
The snowball microphones or whatever?
Yeah. I didn't even get the good one. I think Blue is the name of the brand. I got the snowball. I should have got the other one. I got the snowball. It was like recording in a dumpster. That's what the audio sounded like to me.
I mean, hey, we all got to start somewhere. And trust me, I was at college at one point. I was around those like blue Yeti microphones or whatnot. I know how mid the quality is, to put it kindly, because I know there's some people that do use some of them, and they actually can turn out some pretty good audio if they know what they're toying around with more than anything else.
Yep, and it really depends on your setup too, and where you're recording.
Exactly. So I'm curious, like, was college the moment it more or less went from just like something you loved and appreciated, and like just couldn't help but admire the people that are doing it, to a passion and wanting to make it your career? Like, at what point did you like fully think, I can be that voice actor? I am a voice actor.
I think I realized that I still couldn't shake my, I won't say obsession, but like my love for cartoons, and how I was still like looking to the voice acting and like the actors behind it.
Right.
And I just put two and two together, like, oh, this might be something I want to do.
Okay.
So let me at least try, even though I'm not in the hubs, because I knew even at the young age of like 10 and 11, I knew that the hub wasn't mainly in California for acting.
Right.
I know for voice acting it's New York, California, and Dallas if you want to do dubbing for anime, but the main one is California.
Yeah. Well, I mean, consider the fact that that's where all the Hollywood studios were, and Hollywood was obviously king when it comes to entertainment and stuff. So that's why the hubs are still grandfathered into this day.
Yep. So I went on eBay, and I wasn't that far from home. So on the weekends I would visit, and I had a skateboard that I don't even ride. I connected my microphone to the skateboard, and I would go in my closet and record auditions. And I would be so proud of him. I would show my dad.
Oh, that's
he's really supportive. Also,
I'm trying to think, how exactly did you connect the microphone to the skate? Like, was it standing up like this?
It's kind of like a the tripods that are like this, like the 3 prongs.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah, it was like that.
Okay, that makes sense now you say it like that.
But I had like the clamp, the thing, the plotion, the keep you from on your mic.
Oh, like one of these?
I don't know why I can't think of the word. I had hooked that to the like clamped it to the skateboard.
Gotcha. In that case,
so I wouldn't plosives.
I mean, to be fair, I think your skateboard was probably a lot more sturdy than my rickety $20 fold out desk that I'm currently recording this podcast
on. But then from there I started doing anime fan dubs.
Okay.
And I'm so sorry, but most of the anime I did not watch. I did a fan dub for why I was about to say Jujutsu Kaisen, for JoJo Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It was not for it wasn't something that was animated yet, but it was like in the manga.
Yep.
It was like some horse scene where it's horses. I think that's what's coming up now. Actually,
Yeah. I think that's part 7, if I remember correctly. And I only like Steel Ball Run, if I remember what it's called.
Yep, it was from that.
And I only know that because I recently brought on a guest by the name of Shihori, who is a J-pop singer who got big on the internet for doing a like fan song with someone that hypothetically would be like the opening for Steel Ball, or
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so that's the only reason why I remember that. So you said the horses, I'm like, oh yes, right, that one's set in like the desert, like west or something like that,
But then from there, slowly but surely, I started making connections and other friends and the who are also into voice acting and wanted to be voice actors.
Nice.
And I don't even think my main goal was to get into indie because I don't know why, I just didn't think that was an option.
Well, I mean,
I think I was just like, let me get straight to the like stuff like Disney and Nickelodeon.
Well, I mean, to be fair, especially whenever like you like. Because it's not like indie animation had always been not always been a thing, but like the way that
we didn't used to call it that either.
Exactly, it was like student films or whatnot, or like fan films, something like that. But like indie animation, the way that we see it now, the way that's kind of blown up more or less, like it's not what it was, say 5, 7, 10 years ago or whatnot.
Yeah, they didn't really feel like big productions back then. Because even back when I was still a kid watching cartoons and being obsessed, I would just try to absorb all of the animation I could find.
Yeah.
So like even on YouTube watching like stuff that it is considered indie, but I don't think we called it that back then. Like stuff like Salad Fingers and like Llamas with Hats.
Yep. Those were just internet viral hits more than anything else.
Yeah, that's what we just like. Oh, they're just YouTube animations.
Yeah, exactly.
I never considered it like it was going to be a big thing, but I love it. I'm glad.
Oh, I imagine, especially now, you're glad of it, because of the fact of what kind of career you've been able to have because of it.
I never imagined that I would be here, and I'm so happy and honored to be a part of so many productions too.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, especially like even thinking about like the timeline that you had just laid out or whatnot, like the fact you went from, again, someone that just loved cartoons and had like the little fun Lion King fan AU that you had with your sisters and cousin, to getting into college and thinking, I could potentially do this, and getting your little skateboard with the pop filter, if that's what you're thinking of, pop filter on it or whatnot. And so here you are right now, being able to say, I am a voice actor of so many incredible projects or whatnot. I am curious, do you remember some... absolutely, I'm curious, do you remember some of the first opportunities that you got to like really put yourself out there? Because I know you mentioned some of the fan dubs when it came to anime or whatnot, but like I know what those could have potentially led to,
I think my first project that I can remember was it's actually pretty interesting because you don't hear a lot about that. It was it's still around. It's a Christian manga. Called Chikara Power of God, but it's not like overly preachy like a lot of religious stuff is. It's like it just feels like most of your cool shonen anime type of deal, and I think people should check it out. It's on book 3 right now.
Interesting.
And I play a character named Diaz. She's like the right hand man of the main character.
Interesting. The right hand man of the main character. So Jesus? No, I'm joking. No, that's interesting. I didn't realize that there was a Christian manga out there. Not like, I'm not saying I'm surprised that there is. I just didn't realize that was a thing, Like, obviously, media these days can be so many different things, and trust me, there are so many people that use it to try to tell a message, whether or not they should be speaking that message in the first place. That's a whole entire different story. I'm mainly talking about, like, the what was it, the IndieWire, or the crappy, like, Bluey knockoff or that kind of stuff,
But we're not gonna talk about that.
Exactly, you know what I'm talking about. But
I was like, what is this?
but that's aside from the point. No, like the fact that there was that even in the first place. How did you even find out that was a thing? Like the Christian manga.
Okay, so a peer of mine, he reached out and was like, "Hey, I know a guy who's looking for voice actors," and that's how that happened. And I was like, "Wow, this looks really cool. I love that. I'm not super religious, but this looks cool. I could be a part of this."
Hey, an opportunity is an opportunity, right?
I respect it. It's not what I expected, because I thought it would be like not a negative, but like
super preachy, like you had talked about.
I can't. Yeah, super preachy to, like, not everyone's religious and want to see that in anime.
Yeah, I imagine you probably thought it was going to be like, a Christian mindset, like kind of looking down on other religions and being like, this is, like, we are the ultimate religion, you need to be following us. But no, correct me if I'm wrong from the way you're making it.
It's pretty cool and action-packed. It has really cool character designs.
Good. That's great to hear more than anything else. And the fact that, again, it's still going to this day is really cool. That's an interesting thought more than anything else. But of course, that obviously led to so many other opportunities. And LaKira, I can tell you right now, I have a literal list of all not all of them, but a lot of the opportunities that you've been able to have more than anything else. I don't even know where to start more than anything. I'll start by asking this. Obviously, dubbing is one thing, but being able to have your voice in animation is a completely different thing more than anything else. Seeing your voice helping a character come to life and vice versa. The animation making your voice come to life.
That's what has my heart.
I can only imagine. Like, just out of curiosity, like wow, words come back to me. I had it and then I lost it.
You got it.
I got this. No, like you said, that's where your heart is more than anything else. What is it about animation that makes you want to provide the voices for it like so badly?
Okay, I love me some anime and dubbing, but the thing about animation is you get to build that character more so on your own a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though obviously you got to follow the specs and the personality that the writer and the creator has. But you get a lot of chance to play around and improv and even add a little bit of yourself to the character. And that's my favorite part. It's fun.
Absolutely.
I love when they let you improvise. It's like, they be like, ooh, I like that. Keep that. I'm like, yes.
I imagine one of the biggest opportunities for you to be able to do that is probably what a lot of people, at least recently, probably know you for, and that is providing the voice of the host of Animation Station with Millie Martins.
Millie Martins?
Oh,
yes.
Even just nailing the voice right there.
They let me.
Well, I mean, especially with
they let me.
I would say, especially with a format like that, to where it's supposed to be like part talk show, part like animated skits or whatnot. Like there is I imagine there is a good bit of like looseness when it comes to improv more than anything else. How did you get the opportunity to voice Millie? And I can only imagine we've only seen an episode so far, but what's the experience been like to be able to help bring that character to life?
It's been pretty amazing. I remember when Naya reached out to me. Naya, one of the co-funders or co-founders of Shockwave. They were like, "Hey, I have a project for you," and they showed me the designs for Millie. I was like, "This looks interesting," and then she gave me the audition specs. And I'm pretty sure I nailed it because, I'm sitting here today.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm fairly confident you nailed it.
Yeah. But I did a lot of improvisation on a lot of the stuff you see for Millie. I'm really surprised that they kept a lot of that. I was like, wow. And I think one of the first teasers, you should check that one out, when she's hyping herself up. She's like, and she's barking and stuff. I added that. I was like, oh, they kept it. Let's go. She's like, let's go, baby.
Well, I mean, like,
something like that.
It's always like a fun, like, especially like it's, you can tell that like in your head, like whenever you do the ruff ruff or whatnot, it's like you're hyping yourself up, like, yes, I got this. But like on the outside, it's like, oh, it's a poodle.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think she cared. I don't think she cared flying. She might talk a little big game.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, more than anything else. I mean, I just love how you were able to bring that character to life more than anything else. Like with the teasers, and especially with that first episode with a wonderful former guest of the podcast, Star Tease, aka Evan of the wonderful Lumi and the Great Big Galaxy. Like it must have been fun. Like I can only imagine the large amount of fun, like you already emphasized, with like the improv more than anything else when it came to that character. I'm curious, do you have a particular favorite moment? Because again, I know we only have the one episode so far, but I imagine there's like,
we're cooking. We're cooking.
Y'all cooking. Oh, I can only imagine. So I imagine whether it be from that first episode or something you want to tease for people to wait for or whatnot. Do you have a personal like favorite moment or just like even a favorite out of context line?
I think my favorite moment is when she's fighting with the goo monster.
Yes.
and when Evan was talking about I think me as Millie asked Evan if they would like test radioactive goo or whatever to in order to get funding, and I was very shocked with his answer. Or with their answer, I was like, kind of caught me off guard. I almost was about to slip out of character with that moment, so I remember that.
And then the response, like talking to the cat, like, you see?
Yep, that was my favorite. You see that, Tabs?
There you go. Certainly didn't hurt that. Like
I was right.
It certainly didn't hurt that, especially for that line. Like the wonderful people at Shockwave were able to give you the gremlin look or whatnot when you were like the ha or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine with that only being the first episode, especially seeing the list of people that you guys are planning on having for like that first season or whatnot. Like, I can only imagine the chaos and the insane scenarios that could potentially happen with this like wonderful little character that you've been able to bring to life.
And it's funny. I don't know if you peeped it. There might be a little lore happening.
Oh, I mean, I know they you know, on their socials, they like to tease a little bit of lore here and there every once in a while. So I'm curious to see how that can eventually be translated to, you know, future episodes or whatnot. It leads me to wonder more than anything else. I would do some more investigative journalism, but I imagine this is a soft NDA. As much as you'd love to talk about, you can't really.
Yes, a little. Yeah. But I will tell you, there's like a lore video that's out. My good friend Baldwin Williams did the doctor voice. He also was in Poppy's Playtime.
Oh, nice.
Yep. It's really cool. Check that out.
I was gonna say, especially when it came to like I'll be sure to have that linked in the description below for people so they can check that kind of cool stuff what they're cooking up over at Shockwave app more than anything else. I mean, that's just even like the tip of the iceberg. And it's funny I even mentioned that obviously that first episode was with a former guest. Looking through your catalog or whatnot, I did not realize how many like roles that you've had with guests that I've previously had on the podcast, which is like really cool. Like
there might even be more.
Oh, there probably is more than anything else. Given the incredible ability you've been able to have to like put yourself out there, like it does leave me curious. I'll go ahead and ask this: like, what is the process like for you to either audition or just get prepared for a role? Because obviously, like every role is different in one form or fashion. So, like, was it like for you, kind of getting ready to either audition or just get into a role that you get?
All right, so I'm gonna walk you through it. So I get into the booth. I do some warm up. Sometimes I'm lazy and I don't warm up. That's not good though. Do maybe a 5 to 10 minute vocal warm up. Get the pipes ready to go.
Absolutely.
And then obviously reading the specs. You have to figure out basically the is it the 5 W's and the H. Like the where, the why, the who, what, you know, the situation of what they're doing. Who, what,
when, where, why, and how.
Yeah. I tried to run through that. It doesn't really take me that much time to figure out what I want the character to sound like. Because when I feel like half the time, the art for the character speaks to me.
Right.
And like, it just jumps out like, okay, that's what they sound like to me. So I just kind of jump right into it.
Okay.
I try to not get, because sometimes I get too dwelly on the takes, so I try to keep it to three.
I mean, that's
But
honestly a
sometimes,
smart
like
thing.
if it's a project that I really really want to get into, sometimes I will dwell on it for a little too long.
No, honestly, I get that, especially whenever you have that role that like you care about, and you want to make sure that you give like the best performance possible,
Man,
and it's just like,
plenty of those too.
and look, I'm someone that's also trying to get into voice acting myself. I've been lucky to get like a handful of roles here and there, so like I get that struggle more than anything else of like, you're taking like two or three takes, and after like the third one, you're like, I can do better. I like, deep down I can do better. I can
Yes.
easily do
Oh my
better.
god. Even after submitting, I'm like, I could have did that better.
Right?
Or I could have did it like that. But I will tell you, just try to submit it and forget it,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it'll eat you up. I've let like maybe a couple different auditions
Oh
eat
yeah.
me up for months.
Oh look, I'm the same way when it comes to guests, more or less. Like there are times where I send out like 10, 20, 50 messages or emails trying to get guests on the podcast, but like I can't dwell on being like, hopefully they'll respond, hopefully they'll respond, hopefully they'll respond, because otherwise that'll just eat me up more than anything else. So it's just like, if they
Yep.
if they respond, that's great. If not, they're busy and they got stuff going on in their life. I'll try again in maybe a couple months or whatnot. Who knows? Because you
And
never
then
know.
half the time, yep, that. And half the time, even if you don't get the part, sometimes they'll keep you in the back of their mind.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
wait a minute, let me reach out to them.
I mean, I
That
imagine.
has happened to me before.
Well, I imagine it happens to just about every single voice actor out there in one form or fashion. Like, because it's not, unfortunately, there's only a limited amount of roles out there at this point. Like, obviously, new roles are always popping up in one form or fashion, but it's not like every single voice actor could have every single role that they audition for. They can't be a perfect 100 when auditioning for stuff, because there's also like at least 50 other people auditioning for probably the same thing. So, oh, excuse me.
Yep. And also, trying to not taking it too personally when you don't get a role, because it's all about them selecting, not rejecting.
Exactly.
They just have to pick the person that's the fit, and you can't pick more than one person
Exactly.
for the
Yeah.
role.
Unless it's some like weird like
Yeah.
multi-voice thing, or what, like something inside their head, like internal dialogue or something like that.
Yep. Or like some type of conglomerate monster where they have multiple voices.
Yeah, where they have to try to
I've
like
seen people in those roles before.
yeah, when they have to like say the same exact thing at the same exact time, like the timing of like every single
Yeah.
verbiage has to be the same, which I imagine that's gotta be like one of the most difficult things to do, trying to make sure that you sound exactly the same, or at least like go exactly the same like pace as another person as they recorded or whatnot.
Oh, I think the main villain in Lumi is like that. They
Yeah,
have, I think,
exactly.
two people.
Exactly. And again, going back to the point I was trying to make, at like some of the roles that you've been able to have with a lot of the people that I've had on this podcast, I've been lucky enough. I mean, you've had a chance to provide voices for Sunnyside, Royals of Korra, Brooklyn Broke the Universe, Dole Point. One of my personal favorite ones for a good buddy that's very close to me is providing the voice of the main character for Skelly, more than anything else. I think honestly, of all the voices, even though we've only had so much, like, or so little out of that voice so far, I think that's my favorite performance of yours, because compared to a lot of your other roles, it sounds so different. It's like, maybe a lot of people might hear you and your voice when they think like the more high pitch, more upbeat kind of voices or whatnot.
Yeah.
With that one, it's a bit more of a lower octave, a little bit more
For
grounded.
us. You talking about Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah.
Yep. Because, my typecast is high-pitched, bubbly characters.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Steven Universe type of characters.
Right. How did you get the opportunity to voice Sarah? And I can only imagine, especially with them ramping up stuff and getting things going with Skelly, like, I can only imagine how excited you are to bring Sarah to life in this, again, ironic thing where death is a major, thing, given you're talking to a skeleton, most of the time.
Sarah is a pretty interesting character because she's one of the only roles that I get to, like, I guess, use some of my vulnerability
Okay.
in her, because it's a lot of, she has going on mental health stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
And there is some moments I can connect to her. I remember I think I reached out to Kayla to audition.
Okay.
She was doing a casting call on Instagram. It was either a casting call or I reached out and was like, "Hey, are you looking for voice actors?"
Right.
And she was like, "Just so happened, yes, I am." And she sent me the copy for Sarah, and I gave it a go. I was a little nervous that I wasn't going to get it because I've been told, and I've told myself too, that I have a pretty youthful sounding voice.
Right.
So, and Sarah is a 30 something year old, which is not too old, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't sound like a 30 something year old in my opinion.
Like at
Even
least,
though I'm knocking on it, I'm 25.
I was gonna say, look, your natural voice, I can easily see why people can. It's like not just the fact that you just said you're 25. Your voice alone, I can see why people don't associate with 30-year-old that's depressed and wondering what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, but you do got to remember, some people are old, on the older side and have higher pitched voices.
Oh yeah.
It's just I hate that stigma in like a lot, especially in anime. They do not voice a lot of older people in like some of the main character roles.
Yeah.
Unless they like the mentor of the group or something.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you say that, but like you said, there are certain older people that have like the higher pitched voice. Like, how old is the person that voices Naruto in like the original series? I forget. I don't know if you. She
probably 60 something, 70 something now. Yeah, I was gonna say back then.
Yeah, exactly, and like,
that's true.
She was doing that while also like playing the principal in like I'm in the Band or whatever Disney show it was.
Oh, she was the principal in Lab Rats.
In Lab Rats, there you go. That too.
I love that show. That was my time.
Absolutely, and going back to Sarah or whatnot, like I imagine it's like you said, you get typecast in these like high pitched, bubbly, personalities or whatnot. It must be a nice change of pace to have a more grounded character like Sarah to be able to try to like project yourself to.
Yeah, it is a good change of pace because I don't usually get the flex that part of my vocals.
Right.
Because I feel like Sarah is pretty close to my voice, just a little deeper.
Yeah.
And sadder.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, given the circumstances that she's dealing with, I can understand why.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's gotta be like really cool to get that opportunity, especially with like a lead when it comes to that. And again, you turn around and you have like the fun, bubbly personality voice or whatnot with things such as Magic Mixies or working with the Crayola crew, which is a sentence I never thought I would say.
Yep, Crayola crew. That was a fun one.
Yeah,
I remember auditioning for Lily, all the crayons too. I was like, I'm auditioning for all of these because I feel like in my head I can do all of them. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Some people recommend just maybe doing one or two characters, but sometimes I go all in and audition for all the characters offered.
And you know what? Hey, that enthusiasm more than anything else. I mean, again, it's led you to this opportunity to where, like I said, I had a literal list of just like opportunities you've been able to have. Because some people, especially, I imagine you could also test this. A lot of people, whenever they get into voice acting, they are so easily discouraged whenever like they do like a list of things like one day and then they get nothing off of that, and they easily fall off more than anything else. So for you to like continue to have that enthusiasm and see like a certain opportunity, be like I'm gonna audition for as many of these as I can because I know I can do at least one of these.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, I do have my days a lot.
Oh yeah.
Especially with imposter syndrome. Like, am I good enough? Why aren't I getting certain roles?
No, I mean, yeah, that's valid. I mean, but also like you said earlier, it's only because there's only so many. They're selecting a role. They're not rejecting you personally.
Yeah. Can't get everything.
Exactly. But even then, with what you've been able to get, I mean, good lord, we could be here. We could be here all day.
Honestly, I don't know how it happened. It just was like, I blinked. I woke up one day and was like, wow.
Like, was there a role in particular that surprised you more than anything else? Is like, wait, I actually got this role? What? Huh?
Honestly, a lot of the roles that I've gotten so far, I didn't realize they were gonna be so big, so
Oh
it was
wow.
just was like another day, another dollar type of thing. Like, but I'm excited that I got this role, but I didn't, half the time you don't, especially like I can only imagine how the voice cast of the Amazing Digital Circus, how that went. Like,
Oh my god, yes.
they probably didn't get the role and just thought it was gonna be that big.
I think I talked.
So basically, like that.
I would say I think I talked about this with Alex, Alex Rashawn, because I've had him on the podcast. And
yeah, we're muties.
Yeah,
I love Alex.
Oh my god, he is so cool. I love chatting with him every opportunity I get. But I think I remember like talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, we knew it was gonna get some traction because it's Glitch more than anything else. Yeah, it's not like Glitch is a nobody, but the fact that it easily became like the pilot alone became the most viewed independent indie animation pilot more than anything else was something that blew all of their minds more than anything else. So
I couldn't even only imagine the one Mr. Krabs meme where he's like that would be me. Like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah, the freaking motion blur or whatnot. Like, huh?
Yep.
Huh? What'd I do?
Yep. But I think more recently, I felt that way with Brooklyn Broke the Universe because I just did that audition. I didn't expect to hear back. I was like, whoa. Oh, this is happening.
Yeah, and luckily I've been able to have Doppler Brendan on the podcast as well.
Yep.
To
I
chat
gotta
about
watch this episode.
Oh my god, it was such a great, insightful episode more than anything else. But it was really cool, especially like, what's funny is I remember seeing the casting announcement whenever they had announced that you were the one to voice Sky, and then whenever the Kickstarter came out, and to hear your voice like right there at the tail end of it or what, I'm like, hey, it's LaKira.
I was not expecting that. I was like, oh, it's me. Cause like she's I wouldn't say, I guess, supporting cast, I guess.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting to see her in the trailer, and I was like, oh, it's me. And I don't get to play a lot of shy characters because I think she's kind of like soft spoken.
Yeah,
so
you certainly got the vibe with like the short second or two that we got to see of her in that trailer, and especially now that the pilot has gotten funded and they're going forth and making that an actual thing. Like, I can only imagine the opportunity. I don't know how much of the roles you have been able to record just yet. I don't know if all your lines have been recorded, but the fact that you get to embrace that character and especially that world has got to be exciting more than anything else.
I was seeing 2K floating around on Instagram a little bit before I seen the casting call that he announced. And I was like, when I did get cast, I was like, he makes amazing animation.
Oh my god, yes.
I'm a part of this.
Yes. Oh my god. That's the one thing that that's probably one of the major reasons why I want to get into voice acting more than anything else, because I've talked, as you could probably attest by even glancing at the amount of episodes I've been able to have.
Yes.
I've had to talk to so many different creators who have created such unique and impressive worlds, and I just want the honor to play around in that sandbox, even if it's just like a little part in the corner, like just making my own little like sand castle. Like, I just want to be like a part of that world, because it's really cool what these creators are able to come up with and how they're able to put forth this vision in one form or fashion. And for you to be able to not only provide that for so many different people, but to be honestly like a major pillar for a lot of them as well, providing incredible voicing for major characters, and especially for a lot of these shows to like have a kind of following that I bet you didn't even anticipate. Like, it's got to be surreal to think that, like, especially at this point, consider the fact you've only like seriously taken this thing. I looked on your website. I think you said that you've only been seriously doing this since like what, November of 2019. And here you
back in college.
Yeah, back in college, and here you are like almost 6 years later, having like such an incredible like resume more than anything else, and having so many people like love it. It's gotta be surreal to think that like, hey, I get the chance to do this. I'm doing the thing that I love.
It is, and I wish I could see the look on younger me's face, because I'm living her wildest dreams. I want to inspire other people to do the same. I want other little kids to be inspired by the characters that I voice, just like how I was inspired by Rod Paulson, and Cree Summer, Maurice LaMarche. All of the greats. Jim Cummings.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
I want to be like them one day.
Oh, absolutely.
Inspire.
Yeah.
Everyone.
And like honestly, I think you're in a really good step in the right direction, given the opportunities you've had, and Lord knows how many more you have yet to come. I I want to ask out of the out of the roles that you have been able to get so far, is there one in particular that you've enjoyed being able to play in that world, or one that you hold nearest and dearest to your heart?
They're all my babies. I can't choose. That's like asking a parent to choose their favorite child. I don't know if I can choose, but I guess right now I'm really like attached to Ami from Towards Galaxy's End. I'm really excited to see more of her story. It's gonna get very vulnerable.
Oh yeah.
That's another show I want to get so much more love.
Oh yeah.
They work on anime, and they don't have. You would think they would have a huge following, but they don't.
Well, I mean, anime. You'd be surprised. I'm glad you actually brought that up, because I did want to at least bring up that image, because especially with the role that you provide or whatnot, like it's a really interesting role more than anything else. How did you even become aware of Towards Galaxy End, and how has your experience with that show been so far?
The same peer that introduced me to Chikara, Power of God, introduced me to Kennedy Freeman.
Okay.
She's the founder of Love Letter Studios, the studio behind Towards Galaxy's End. And she was looking for voice actors for her proof of concept trailer. Mm-hmm. And she had it was amazing. She had so much. I love when they have so much to provide, like not just the character sheets, but also like the whole pitch Bible. I was like, oh, I got a lot to work with. Thank you. That's a voice actor's dream, getting all of that, the details.
Yeah, you ain't just give me a role, you give me a study guide to go with it.
Mm-hmm. And then she also had voice references. I don't remember what the other ones were. I could probably look at the email, but I don't feel like it right now.
That's valid.
But I know Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony. It's a Gen 4. The one that the bronies were going crazy about.
Right, obviously.
that generation. Yes, that was the best one. And I was like, oh, that's my typecast.
I was literally just about to joke about that, because you had said that, like, yeah, I get voice for a lot of like high pitched, bubbly characters, and Pinkie Pie is like the definition of that character. Let's be honest with ourselves here.
I was like, oh, let's go. And I did the audition sample for her, and she loved it. And that was like back in 2020.
Oh wow! It was exactly 2020.
2020. Yeah, I think 2020. It might have just been 3 years though. Maybe like.
I mean, regardless, it's a role. Regardless, it's a role in a character that you've been able to have a lot of fun with more than anything else, especially up to this point.
Yes.
And I imagine that love is also expressed so much more, not just the fact that you get to work on such an incredible show, but the fact that you're one of the incredible people that's part of the podcast that they're having to go alongside with towards a podcast. How did this podcast even come to be a thing?
Funny thing is, Kinsey, that's her nickname.
Okay.
She was like, all right, guys, we need ideas to help try to, get people to, not only be interested in our show, but to build a community.
Right.
And any ideas? And I was like, we should do a podcast. Yep. So that happened. It was so funny. It happened so quick. She was like, all right, we're going to do it Tuesday.
There you go.
Literally the following Tuesday. It happened so fast. And I think it's been about 3 weeks now.
Yeah, there you go. Now, for people that may not have heard the podcast right before now or whatnot, like if they wanted to tune in, what should they expect?
We do a lot of cool thing. I think, but the biggest one we did recently, we had other indie creators on.
Okay.
4 being shows that I'm in. And one was, if you've heard of Kiana Consmith, the creator of Pretty Pretty Please, I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl.
Oh my god, yes. No, I have wanted to have them on this podcast so badly. Like,
Yeah, we had her on literally last week, Tuesday,
yeah,
I think.
I was gonna say it was them. I believe Kayla Davis was also a part of that, if I remember correctly
Yes,
as well.
Davis from Skelly. We
Mm-hmm.
had Bree from the Three Tomes, and we
Yep.
had Kinsey, of course, and we had Elsa Alvaroth from T
Yep.
Effect,
Yep.
the Angel's Son.
The TF. That's right. Yes. Yeah. There's the four. You have the four, and then pretty please. I don't want to be a.
Yes.
Ah.
Love it.
No,
Oh, wait,
absolutely.
it's funny for Pretty Please, I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. Aneres Quinones is in that as the main character, Aika. And it's funny because she doesn't want to be a magical girl, and towards Galaxy's End, I want to be a magical girl. And but the actress who plays Aika is my mom in the show, in our show. So I think that's really funny.
So it's pretty please. You can't be a magical girl.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ami, she loves magical girl anime, and when she okay, so basically the premise, she dies and she gets
Right.
the chance to reincarnate as she has to come back as an extinct species because I guess they trying to bring the species back.
Right.
And a veteran about an Umpir, which is basically a space vampire. And when Angel, the person who's telling her, has to give her like the list of things that she has to do as the species, she's like, no, scratch that. I'm gonna be a magical girl. And she find out, I think 7 other girls or 6 other girls, also are the same species and have to come back too. And she's like, we're gonna be a magical girl group, whether y'all like it or not. Oh, some Luffy joint.
Yeah, there you go.
You're gonna be a part of my crew.
Well, at least it's better than
whether
the
you like it or not.
at least it's better than the alternate option of, well, there are 7 people of the same species. All right, let's start killing them. Like we went the Luffy route and not the, like, I don't know.
Time to start killing them.
Didn't go with the
Maybe
like.
we shouldn't have brought them back.
Again, better that than say like the Spy X Family route or whatever, you know. Oh, goodness. But it's really cool that you're trying to get the Expanse and like the word out more about towards Galaxy's End, and really getting it out there with the podcast, because I mean,
Yes.
as a podcast host myself, I
Yes.
I don't know if you noticed this little thing that we're doing right here, but no, it's really cool that seeing how podcast is a good way to get the word out there that people may not have even heard about this stuff otherwise, especially when you have like collaborative efforts with, like you had said, like you bring in the 5 other showrunners on the podcast, having them talk about like their shows and like the connection you guys probably all have together, like really trying to promote and get yourselves out there.
Yeah.
And imagine, because like, correct me if I'm wrong, weren't all of them also like black animators as well? So it's like, hey, we're trying to raise up our voices more than anything else by providing these cool, incredible characters and stories out there.
Yes. Recently, my biggest pet peeve for indie animation is I feel like a lot of people are hyper focused on like the big ones,
Yeah.
and not giving like the ones that don't have as a big following attention. Cause there's so many cool projects, and there's some that are just produced by one person, and that's okay. You don't have to be like such a stickler and like, cause I remember back in the day we weren't in the comments like, this animation could be better. Talking for salad fingers.
Right.
We don't have to be such sticklers when it comes. Some people just want to create just for the sake of doing it.
Exactly. Look, I think you and I
it doesn't have to be like that.
I would say, like, I think you and I are on the same mindset when it comes to that kind of stuff. Because obviously, again, with this podcast, I brought on so many, like I said before, I brought on so many different creators that have so many different visions or whatnot. And I want to use what little platform I do have to try to amplify those voices, get the word out there, showcase
That's
that.
what it's all about.
Exactly. And like, and like, for example, like even with some of the shows that we talked about and like some of the concepts, I mean, the one that I always loved is Brooklyn Broke the Universe. Like the concept with that one alone, like it's insane. And the fact that they only just now like got the Kickstarter, like they got funded and they're able to actually go forth and provide that more, because I bet you if they get more time and they get that stuff out there, there's gonna be people flocking to that. You know, there's like, you know,
I can see it.
exactly.
And he got a good standing too, because he already has a pretty big following, in my opinion.
Oh no, absolutely, a fantastic following.
As soon as he released that, he might open the floodgates.
Yeah, and like you said, what you talked about with Towards Galaxy's End or whatnot, like, what's not cool about basically Magical Girl, like, trying to bring them together and, like, you know, like, I can only imagine, like, especially the worlds that, again, it's, you said, like, towards galaxy end. It's not like, you know, hey, it's towards the Earth end, which is already big enough as it is, but, like, the galaxies and the different planets, the different environments or whatnot, like, there is so much room for potential, and that's why I love how indie animation has evolved to the point to where anyone with a little bit of creativity and that will to want to bring it to life can provide so many incredible things. And I imagine, again, for you, just even having a chance to help being a pillar for that in one form or fashion, and like helping raise up that vision with your voice or whatnot, like, it's got to be one of the coolest and like it's got to be one of the coolest and most surreal things to think that, like, again, what started off as you just having fun with your, you know, siblings and your cousin or whatnot, and with the silly Alvin the Chipmunks in the Pride Lands, to here you are right now, like, taking a step back. It's got to be really cool to think of the art journey you've been on and the fact that you are here at this point doing a really incredible thing for so many different projects.
It is surreal. Because I never imagined that this would be where I'm at.
Yeah.
I started initially, I wasn't even doing it for, like, career-wise. I just was doing it for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, well, it's something I love to do, so why not give it a shot?
Because what's not fun about providing a silly voice more than anything else? Like, because enough people
getting to be that character.
Yeah, because enough people hear this ridiculous voice all the time, especially if they're watching this podcast or whatnot. But wouldn't it be fun to, like, pop up in a cartoon and just be like, I tell you, back in my day, they didn't have...
Back in my day.
I had to carve out my own cane out of the sticks from the willow trees.
That's what puts hair on my chest.
There you go.
That's the best.
It also leads me to wonder, because obviously we've talked a lot about some of the roles you have been able to do and some of the different, you know, types of characters you've been able to do. But I imagine there's that one role that you're hungry for. Is there a role or a certain type of role that, if given the opportunity, you would just love to be able to embrace such a character?
I used to feel that way I really, really, really wanted to get into, like, Steven Universe. Okay. But of course, you know, that ran its course and ended way before I even got into voice acting.
I mean, they are doing that spin-off
Lars
series.
of the Stars!
Lars of the Stars. Just say, there's still a chance, technically.
I gotta get to California. Because I do plan on moving. It's just, you know, that's expensive. So I have to figure that out first.
Especially in this economy?
Yeah. It sucks that it's so restricted.
Yeah.
But I do want to try to make that leap eventually.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But I really want to be in Sonic.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
That's a good one.
If they bring some of, like, the IDW comic characters, I think I could really nail Tangle.
Oh, there you go.
I think I had a good, at least a good audition at Surge too.
No, there you go.
But I think Tangle would probably be what I would book if I got the shot too.
I'm surprised they haven't just gone ahead and, like, taken the IWD comics or whatnot and just, like, make those animated, because there's so many people that love those comics, like, so dearly.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Absolutely.
But it would be funny if they brought back Sonic. I love Sonic Boom. Unironically, I said it. Okay.
Oh, no. I was gonna say, look. The games I would be questioning, but the animated series, they knew what they were doing. They knew that they had a crap shit. They knew they were starting on a downhill slope with how the game was going. So it's like, let's just have fun with this, because, like, who else is, like, they're gonna watch this one way or another. Hopefully, let's at least give them something to laugh about. That isn't how bad it is.
Yeah. If a show like that was to ever be made again, I would want to voice in it because it seemed like they had a blast recording.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, one thing that crushed me is that they don't do like ensemble recordings anymore.
Right. Yeah.
It sucks. I'm like, that's one of the things I wanted to do.
I'm pretty sure there might be like a select few productions that do
maybe like here and there sprinkled,
but it's not like the industry standard.
Yeah.
Which is
even though I do know some of those, the ones especially for recent movies when they show the behind the scenes, it'd just be like for like promotional stuff. I've realized that was a fake, but for the ones that weren't fake, I want to do those.
Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't want the opportunity to
getting to play off the other actors?
Yeah, exactly. It brings you back to the theater days that you wish you had.
I did. Oh, I skipped over that part. I did do theater off and on in high school and middle school.
But like,
I was in the Wiz.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's a good one to just do just for the fun of it, especially with a show like that, especially with a play like that. Goodness.
That was the Good Witch.
Oh, that's a good role. Nice. But like I was saying, especially with like having that ensemble cast or whatnot, that kind of recording and being able to bounce off like some of the other voice actors that are in there or whatnot, like that, I could see why that's the dream more than anything else. And in fact, speaking of the dream, what if we go a little above and beyond with this next question, if I may? And I give you, LaKira, more or less, the dream scenario, if I may. Let's say I am Big Shot Mr. Moneybags. I come up to you and I'm like, look, LaKira, we've seen what you've been able to do, and we know that you have something incredible. Like, trust me, we have seen not just what you've been able to do, but how much you've been able to do. We feel like there's so much more you can do. You just need a little extra push, a little extra platform to get you to that point, We have access to everyone and anyone in whatever industry possible, and more money than there should be possible. We really should be giving back to some of the animators and voice actors, making sure that they have stuff like health insurance, a nice little living wage, all that kind of stuff. Same with animation, forever and always.
Love to see it.
But that's something we'll take care of later. We promise. You have our word, pinky promise, and all that stuff. Right now, we're focusing on you and you alone. If given this opportunity, what would be the dream LaKira Porter project?
Wow. Honestly, I want to get a shot at least. I would even be okay with being able to audition for a lot of the feature films that they have for animation.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
but they always go for the A-list.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like you haven't been able to provide a voice for a feature. I know one of the roles that should be coming out at some point is The World's Divide. That looks like it. That looks like it's going to be something else when the world gets the opportunity to really see it more than anything else.
Yeah. That I was shocked that I got. I was
really?
I didn't expect to hear back from them. I did the same thing. I auditioned for all the characters I thought I could nail. But I got additional roles, which is really cool still, in a big film like that. I was like, yeah. And especially, of course I'll come back for additional roles.
Especially with such an ambitious film like that, more than anything else. Like, it's saying to even be able to again, be just a few grains in the sand more than anything else when it comes to this incredible project. Like, it's insane. And I can't wait to see that film when it finally gets a chance to be unleashed onto the world.
And to think that it's produced, animated, written by one person. I was like, what?
Like, look, I've talked to a good handful of people that are doing all this stuff by themselves or whatnot, and anyone that is able to go out there and produce something with just themselves, like one person, you have so much more patience than I could ever have. All right.
I need the dedication and willpower that he got.
Yeah, right? Jesus. But sadly,
he needs to win all the awards.
Oh my God. Yeah, he deserves them. Absolutely. But sadly, we do gotta get down from the dream scenario. We have to get back to reality, and I'll ask the ever so generic question. Where do you hope to see yourself in, say, 5 to 10 years from now?
Honestly, my main goal, I really want to have be invited to like cons to be able to
Yeah.
do autographs. I just want to be able to meet fans and be like the people who are inspired by my work.
Yeah.
I would love to meet them and give them words of encouragement.
Well, good. You more than deserve it more than anything else. And like, I hope, especially with the amount of roles that you have been able to get and continue to get, I hope you get that opportunity because you more than deserve it with the enthusiasm and effort you've been putting in all your stuff. Also, if one of those cons happened to be MomoCon in Atlanta, you let me know because that's the con I frequent more than anything else.
I went this year and last year.
Yeah. Well, I imagine this year probably would have been a little bit easier because in fact that Shockwave, they actually had a table this year.
Yes. I actually went there for Towards Galaxies and Skelly. We had panels there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I wanted to go to I wanted to go to that Skelly one so badly, but it was also at like 2:00 in the morning, which I'm so proud of. But also, like,
I was so mad at them for scheduling her like that. I was
Yeah!
like, why would y'all do that?
They did her so
That was
dirty.
An accident. She didn't mean to mark that one.
Like they did her so dirty. I will say I feel bad for that one.
But it was actually pretty cool because there was actually a good amount of turnout. I was
Good.
like, y'all are some late hours just like me.
Yeah, right? Right. As we start to wind down the interview, I just got one last question I want to ask you. Obviously, you are so deeply entrenched in art in one form or fashion at this point. Like, there is no way anyone's going to be taking you out of this stuff anytime soon.
No, they would have to drag me out kicking and screaming.
Exactly. How important is art, not just for you, but for the world as a whole?
I think art is what keeps us hopeful. We wouldn't... It's so much I could say.
Hey, you had the time. Trust me, you can say it all if you want.
It's the fact that that's what kept us going during the pandemic. That should tell us enough. That was like the main art that they were thriving off of. Mm-hmm. Animation. And I feel like if I had all the money in the world, I would fund all the projects that I'm a part of and not part of.
Yeah.
They deserve to see the light of day.
Absolutely.
But art is very important to the world. It keeps people going. It inspires. It does so much. It's always even so inspiring to see when people I've been watching a lot of Jim Cummings' podcast that he has. The way that they say how it kept them alive half the time. When they come up to their favorite voice actors at these conventions, that's what kept them going. Yeah. Art inspires people and keeps them wanting to keep going despite the darkness that the world can, shine upon us sometimes.
I was gonna say I remember listening to Rob Paulson's podcast Talking Tunes when that was a thing.
Yes, I used to listen to that all the
time. And like the stories with that and the fact that Jim Cummings has basically become like the new version of that.
Yep.
Like more than anything else. Like it's incredible to know that the voice acting community is so strong that they want to lift each other up no matter what. Same with like the art community as a whole. Wanting to lift each other up in one form or fashion, and the fact that you get to be a part of that, I imagine you feel that stronger more than anything else.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet that it's a lot warmer than the Hollywood with the on-screen actors and stuff filmmaking.
Oh yeah, no,
I feel like it's a lot more close knit. I'm sure there's some toxic people here and there, but it's a pretty tight community.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that is wonderfully worded, if I do say so myself.
Thank you so much.
LaKira, I've already showered you with Lord knows how much praise at this point, but I'm going to shower you with a little bit more because it's my podcast. I do what I want.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I absolutely can. Trust me, like I said, like before I even got you on here, like I cannot tell you how much I cannot tell you how much I just loved hearing your voice anytime I could hear it pop up more than anything else. Like I think you have slowly become like the black female version of Michael Kovac at this point, with just how many...
No. Funny, let me stop you there.
I'm stopping.
Funny thing about... You're not the only one who's told me that. and Cree Summer. They keep calling me Cree Summer.
Yeah, true. But I mean, like, just with the enthusiasm that you have for this field, as well as the ability that you've been able to have to get so many roles, especially like indie animation, where just about anyone could get roles or whatnot if they really put in the effort to. The fact that you have constantly been able to get one incredible role after another, and like I said, been able to not only do a good job with it, but to really thrive, become like a very prominent part in every single production that you have a hand in. Like, it's something that you can't help but love and admire. And getting the chance to sit down and talk with you today, like, it more than affirmed that. It gave me a new level of love and respect. And my level was already pretty high as it was. Like, at this point, there is no ceiling with how much my love and respect for you goes, all right? Like,
you're gonna make me cry.
That's more or less the point at this point. No, like... But, like, it just leaves me excited for whatever's going to be happening next. Because I know that whether it be... Oh.
What's happening?
Yeah. Are you safe?
Yeah.
But, back to my train of thought. No, but... Oh.
Someone's moving around.
Okay. I just want to make sure. As I was trying to say before, I was rudely interrupted. No. No. But... Hey! No, but like, you know, seeing what you have been able to do and the incredible opportunities that you just do every single time, it makes me excited for whatever's going to be happening next, because I know that whatever is going to be, you're going to have that same amount of love and enthusiasm and just fun that you've been able to do with so many different roles. And it just leaves me also excited to see like how your interpretation could even vary or whatnot. Like, obviously, you know, like you said, sometimes you get typecast as this, you know, high-pitched, you know, bubbly personality or whatnot, but like the few bit of diverse roles that you've been able to get here and there, it makes me excited for like what other kind of diverse roles you could potentially get. Because if this is just the start, because like, let's be honest, 6 years is it may seem like forever for some, but it's not really a lot compared to like some of the voice actors and some of the people you've been working around or whatnot. Like, you've only gotten a few drops in the bucket at this point. I can only imagine like 5, 10, 20 years from now, like the incredible opportunities and the incredible characters you could bring life to. It just makes me excited more than anything else for whatever's going to be happening next.
Too.
And just know that I'm going to be rooting for you every single step of the way with whatever's going to be happening next, because I know you're going to be doing some sick stuff, and it's going to be exciting to see what you're going to be able to do.
Thank you.
The long and short of it is thank you for what you do. Thank you for putting yourself out there like you have been, and please keep up the incredible work, because you absolutely deserve it.
Thank you so much. I needed to hear that. Cause
oh, no, absolutely.
I do be doubting myself sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Look, and especially in today's world where it's very easy to see all this negativity and, like, it's very easy to doubt yourself. Trust me, I before this, like, leading up to this week or this weekend or whatnot, I was, like, I was borderline crashing out hard. Like, I had been beating up myself about so many different aspects when it comes to, like, work, personal stuff, podcast stuff. But, like, you know, at the same time, I still get a chance to wake up every single day. I still get to put myself out there. I still get the chance to talk to incredible people such as yourself. I still get to make my life as good as I can, no matter what anyone else tries to say. And I feel like, especially with you, with what you're doing, you're taking that to like the nth degree more than anything else, and having so much fun doing the incredible stuff that you could only dream about doing 10 years ago.
Yep. That's the biggest part about it. I'm always having fun and putting a lot of passion into every role that I get.
Yeah. And like I said, it's that love and fun and enthusiasm that I think gives you that opportunity, that gives you that the opportunities that you've been able to have and continue to have. Because I've said it before, I say it again, you deserve each and every single one.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
And it's very shocking that, because I feel like a lot of the indie projects I've been landing have been like leads. I'm like, wow, y'all want me to be the main character?
Yeah. Look, your personality carries a lot, okay? Like that, and like, and trust me, because you can easily test this. There's probably so many other different projects that you've seen or whatnot, and so many of them, just seeing the amount of passion that people put into those characters or whatnot. Like, even if you have no idea what the show is about, it'll keep you coming back every single time.
Yep.
Like that's me with
You feel the love and care oozing out of them.
yeah, that's me with like the Gaslight District. Like I have no idea what's going on with that show, but like you know what? Like I want to keep going back because it looks stunning and the characters are so great.
Literally me. I'm like, this show looks so cool. I don't know what's happening, but I like it.
Exactly. Now, if people want to know why I have been gushing about you for, I don't know, a good hour and a half or however long we've been recording at this point, go ahead and plug yourself for the people at home. Where can people find more about you and what you do?
Hi, again. You can check me out. You can check Instagram. Chaotic Kai, spelled Kaotic, little dot, and then Kii, so 3 I's.
Mm-hmm.
And on Twitter, it's the same, but without the dot, so Chaotic Kai. And I'm on Blue Sky. It's probably the same name, I think.
Yep.
And TikTok. I've been trying to get back on TikTok.
There you go.
It's Chaotic Kai, but you can probably just look up LaKira and I'll pop up.
There you go.
And my website is LaKiraPorter.com.
There you go. And I was gonna say, if you miss any links or whatnot, I'll be sure to have them in the description below, so I can people can keep going to that. Especially having the link for towards a podcast, because I think more people need to be
Twitch.
Yep.
Twitch Love Letter Studios.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, and I will say, if it's not already, you guys need to make sure you find a way to get that on like audio streaming platforms or whatnot. I recommend Spotify for podcasters or Spotify for creators, because it makes it so much easy to get that stuff out there more than anything else. Very streamlined and free, especially free.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I use for this podcast when it comes to the audio platform.
Okay.
So, do you have any final words before we sign off?
Everyone, stay hydrated. Get sleep. That's important. And always chase after your dreams. You never know what can happen.
Absolutely. And with that, all I have left to say is for the people at home, if you can, please pay your artists.
Yes, please pay your artists. AI is bad.
AI is bad. Fuck AI.
Yeah. Big time.
Tell me what's wrong, tell me it's parts in motion. Sing me a song, tell me your eyes can all open. Show me it all, pick me up in the car you go when you used to call. Show me it all.
Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If this is your first time listening, I cannot tell you how much it means to me that you'd stick to this point. Seriously. Like I said in the intro, LaKira is really an inspiration more than anything else, just with the incredible opportunities that they've been able to have more than anything else. LaKira, if you've gotten up to this point, thank you. Like, for all the support, and as well as thank you for taking the time to do this. It was a real pleasure to get a chance to chat with you. But yeah, I'm serious when I say people like LaKira are really inspirational. Voice actors, I'm always going to be someone that's going to love and admire voice actors that get the opportunity to voice so many incredible characters. You know, I emphasize this in the episode, and I've emphasized it several times before, but I'm trying to get into voice acting. I'm trying to dip my toe in that water. I'm trying to get into that field, but I'm so easily discouraged. Like, I try. I put my name out there. I get the demo reel out there. I need to do more auditions. That's a major thing that I get too into my head about that. Like, you don't know how badly I want the opportunity to just play in some of these sandboxes. Play in these creative realms that the incredible creators like that I talked about, that I've had on this podcast. I would love just the opportunity just to offer like a little bit of life And, hopefully I'll get more opportunities. Hopefully I can take it seriously and not get so into my head about auditioning and all that kind of stuff. It's something that I need to work on. I know. But, if you look at, especially today's indie animation space, there's a lot of opportunities. And if I just don't take those opportunities, that's on me. Hopefully I can buckle down and actually take it more seriously, because to be honest with y'all, I would love to be a voice actor, just point blank period. That would be an incredible, dream job. But again, the only person that's going to make that possible is me.